We're Linda
and Deanna.
We're neighbors and bitches just like you. We're badasses in bathrobes.
We lift each other up every day to get through life.
With resting bitch face.
And a good dose of fun and craziness.
In bathrobes. We started this podcast because we want to live, not just exist.
As our HOA suggests.
This is a real as shit, messy, not perfect lifestyle podcast.
Perfection is overrated anyway. We're here to say you are not alone.
And you can be friends with your neighbors too.
Or not.
We don't care. We're here either way. You know what they say, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
And don't throw a party and not invite me.
Let the bitch sesh begin. This is Bathrobe Bitches episode 14. We're back, bitches! In this episode, we rant about explaining abortions and sex to our kids, ball cock assemblies, summer trips, chili, and the Star Spangled Banner. We're back, bitches! What?
Oh my god, how long has it been?
Forever, like the whole summer.
I know. I mean, we live right next to each store. God, I can't even talk right now. We live right next door to each other, and we don't see each other for like a month. What?
I know. I don't think I've seen you. I haven't seen you for at least 2.5 weeks.
Right.
A month might be excessive.
Okay, well, it just feels like forever.
I haven't seen. Well, we spent the whole week together at the beginning of July, and then we didn't see each other. We just saw each other sporadically.
Yeah, I guess it's not the same though as being in the same like every week catching up and recording this thing and everything else. So
I'm excited to get back to it. The summer was fun, but I'm looking forward to cold weather and soup.
Chili. It smells wonderful, by the way.
I know. That's what I'm cooking right now. I've got a big old pot of chili on the stove, welcoming in the fall, even though it's only August. But in the South, the kids go back to school at the beginning of the August, so it makes things weird for me being from New England.
Yeah.
They go back to school in September.
Right, yeah. It was like that for me in California,
and it's
too.
So weird. So I always feel like in August now, summer is over, like Christmas is coming. Woo woo.
And you skip over Halloween? What the hell, Linda? You can't skip over Halloween. I'm sorry.
I know.
I mean, it's bad enough that the PSLs are already out, but really?
I mean, I really enjoy Halloween, but all my bathrooms are still decorated for Christmas.
Well, that's your bathroom's problems, I guess. You have to have the Halloween. I'm sorry. You have to.
I know. What have you been cooking, Deanna? Tell us while I go stir my chili.
Oh, I've only been cooking, let's see, turkey burgers on a flat burner stove in a hotel room because I've been out in California and I've been going out to eat a lot. They have a lot of different places that have lots of good for you food that's homemade kind of. And I don't know what else to talk about while I'm in here by myself. So she didn't go fast. She didn't go fast
it's
enough.
Important. I'm back now. All right. Here I am. Now
You know I don't
to talk to.
You know I don't do well on my own.
Oh.
You know, otherwise I'd have my own show.
I know, that's why we're opposites. I love being on my own. I'm like, oh, how much alone time can I get in my life being a mother and a mom and other stuff?
Yeah, I'm totally not like that. I need people.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Alone time. It's my fave.
Although I will say my trip to California, I did have a lot of alone time and it was very refreshing and I feel like I recharged. And then of course we had a girls' weekend in there too, so that was fun.
See, that's why I enjoy my alone time because I feel like I leave it recharged.
Yeah. It was very
and then I'm more prepared to deal with my family and be present with them than I was before I did that.
Yeah, I got to start doing something like that. You know, I think we need to do more alone separate time, and I think we need to do more date nights, and I think we need to have more family fun.
Well, speaking of date nights.
Oh, no.
All right.
That looked... Okay, so what?
I've convinced my husband, who does not want to do this. So now you have to convince your husband, who also does not want to do this, to go on a double date to the little 5 Points. Is that right? Were those the right words?
Yeah,
Okay.
those are the right words.
Yes.
That I can do that in a heartbeat.
Okay, great. James does not want to go there.
Why does he not want to go
I don't
there?
know. He's like, I don't want to go to the city. I don't want to find parking. It's going to be hard. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but I really want to do it. Just, I need to go on dates. I put my foot down about the dates. I was like, we have to start going back on dates. Like, that is literally required to be my partner.
Right, yeah.
So, get the fuck on it.
Yeah, so we could totally do that. I mean, all I have to say is, hey, let's go to the Vortex, but let's go to 5 Points instead of Midtown and take Linda and James with us.
What's a Vortex?
It's a burger place that is amazing, and Matt loves it to death. I mean, just be prepared to, like, eat way off your diet when you go. Mm-hmm. But it is fantastic. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how good it is. But it's so bad for you at the same time. I mean, the burgers are like 2 feet tall.
Yeah. But I know you wanted to go there, and I thought that would be fun, so I convinced James to do it.
And there's a Star Bar across the street or around the corner from there, I think. That's the place I really want to go. I've heard a lot about it, but I don't even know if it's still there, or if it's still the same or whatever. But when I first moved here, it was one of the places to go, I guess, and we never went. I don't know. But I do want to go back there because they have Junkmans Daughter, which is like a thrift store place. Mm-hmm. They've got like vintage stuff, and they have all sorts of different things. It's
yeah,
really
that
cool.
sounds really fun, and I would like to do that. I need to do more fun stuff. That's what I decided. I told James he's going to take me on dates. I'm just going to start having random theme parties. I don't care if anybody shows up. I'll show up.
I know. I can't wait for those parties too, because I can invite people to those parties, right? Mm-hmm. We can have a lot of fun.
Yeah. The first one will be our fiesta party next Saturday.
Fiesta!
I'm really excited about it.
I'm wearing my red pajamas, by the way.
You have red pajamas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've decided we're going to go with the llama red pajama thing.
Oh, I like it.
House.
Okay.
You know.
You go, girl.
I just decided to be different. It'll be fun. So, yeah. Gosh. Just thinking about going on dates and going on parties. This is crazy. Next thing you know, I'll be going to concerts.
What?
Oh, wait. We are going to a concert.
We are?
Metallica?
Oh, yes. I forgot about Metallica. You need to text me what that date is so I can make sure it's in my calendar.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I don't have it on my calendar. I know that Matt's got it. He bought the tickets. And he's been looking at places for us to stay downtown so that we can only have to drive down once and then hang out for the whole day or the whole weekend, depending on how long we want to go. And he's been complaining about the rates, so we'll have to try and figure out something fun because they've already upped all the rates around there.
Why don't we just look? Did you look at like an Airbnb?
He said he did.
Well, send me the dates. I'll look. Let me see what I can find.
Yeah,
I'm good at this. That's what I do.
I know. You're awesome at that. Like, I love it when, hey, Linda, let's go somewhere. Okay, here's where we're staying, and this is what we're doing, and here's all the adventures I found. It's like, great. All I got to do is drive.
Yep, that's where it's at.
It's a lot of fun. I like hanging out with you for that. Yeah, let's see what else. So where'd you go?
Where'd I go? Well, Lucas and I, we went to Florida for a week. We were a little bit south of Ocala, and I think it's, I don't know if this is pronounced correctly, but I think it's like Inverness or Inverness.
Okay, yeah.
And we had a really great time. We just stayed in an Airbnb for a week with a pool, and I was hoping to see my brother. He's been sort of ignoring me for whatever reason. And I did talk to him before we went, and he said, that like whatever he was going through a time and that we could like get together for dinner and he would let me know what would be a good day, but he never let me know.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
And I didn't really feel like calling him to harass him about it because I would have just been pissed.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be pissed on my vacation. But Lucas and I had a great time, as we always do, when we go on our trips alone together. And we had a great talk about what abortion is. That's what Lucas learned on this trip.
Whoa. Wow.
I know, because there was like so many signs on the highway.
About it?
About abortion on the way to Florida. So we were having a talk about it. I mean, like he's going to be 13 and, we talk about these things. So I was like, do you know what abortion is? And he's like, no. Because he knows it's coming if I've asked the question.
And he's stuck in the car, right?
Yep. So we had a good talk about it, and we talked all about pro-life and pro-choice, and then later in our trip we saw a bumper sticker, and what did it say? It said something like guns don't kill people, abortions do. And I was like, this is the stupidest fucking bumper sticker I've ever seen in my entire life. So we had a good chuckle about it, but it was interesting because, like, he now understands why this, it's not that it was funny.
Right.
But, what it's about.
Right, yeah.
Which we also had another experience. We went school clothes shopping.
Okay.
And we were picking up a couple of new bathing suits, and he wanted this bathing suit that was covered in crabs. So he's like, I like this one. And I kind of giggled, and he's like, what? And I was like, well, let me tell you about pubic hair lice.
He's like, what? I don't even have that yet, do I?
So that was really funny too. You can appreciate this. This is a good one. So we also had a conversation about cocks.
Like the roosters?
No, like penises. So I don't remember. I think it came on somebody said it in a movie we were watching, and it wasn't like in a way that you would understand it if you weren't a grown-up.
Okay.
But, I said to him, do you remember, when we saw that sign in Nashville, and I had to tell you that, like, pussy is a slang word for vagina. And he's like, yes. I was like, well, cock is, like, a slang word for the penis.
Okay.
So you might hear somebody say, like, cock and balls. And do you know what he said?
No.
He said, oh, my God, that's why ball cock assembly is so funny. We had at our beach house, we had, I guess what James, my plumber husband, said was a screaming toilet.
A screaming toilet.
It was like, and Matt kept saying like a jet was like going to take off out of the bathroom. So we had to go buy what they call a ball cock assembly to fix it. So we kept chuckling about it, but so funny that he like remembered that back to this conversation that we were having like a month later.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's hilarious.
He's like, oh my God, I get it now.
So Matt had a similar experience when I was in California. Nikki was here with him, and they were watching some movie or something. I don't even know what it was. I just got a text message randomly in the middle of the day saying, well, I just had an interesting conversation. Nikki just asked me, does sex mean pretty? And I'm like, did you explain it to her? He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Did you explain it to her the anatomically correct way?
Does he need the book back?
And he's like, Yeah, I handled it. So today, after this recording session, I'm going to be home alone with her, and I'm going to sit down and talk to her and ask her what her dad told her about sex.
What did your dad
What
tell
did you
you?
learn about sex today, last week? Because, I mean, he's so shy about that stuff. He doesn't use the real words, right? Even when he's talking to me sometimes.
Well, yeah, and now you have to tell your kids about, like, the birds and the bees, the bees and the bees, the bees and the birds and the birds, the
bees
birds
who
who used to
birds,
be
and the
bees,
bees, yeah,
and the bees who
those
used to be birds, and
Ugh.
the birds who are pretending to dress up like bees. I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah, and it's very hard too because she's in a religious school, so there's a whole other level.
Nikki goes to Catholic school. At least it's a little easier for us because we're not very religious. Because we have a cousin that is transgender.
Oh, okay.
I think she used to be a he.
Okay,
she
yeah.
is in process.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know exactly. I think that is what they consider transgender.
Yeah, when they're
transforming
into another gender. Yeah. Yeah. So I think our family has one of those. My sister's a lesbian, and then I had an uncle who was gay. So it's been around me my entire life.
Yeah. So we had to explain it to the kids because it happened we knew him before and now we know her now.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a experience for us as well.
Right.
So we had to kind of talk to them about it and be like, hey, this is what's happening now. What questions do you have?
Right. And see, for me, it's all telling my daughter about love and acceptance. Mm-hmm. Love everybody and accept who they are.
Yeah.
As they are. Don't they're going to be different than you because everybody is different than you. There's nobody that's the same, and don't compare yourself to other people because your qualities and your strengths are going to be way different from anyone else's. Mm-hmm. And she is a very loving and accepting person because of it. And I love that about her. Actually, both of my daughters are very loving and accepting people. Now that I think about it, it's funny because they're so far apart. I think of them as separate lifetimes.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it's sometimes they get all,
Well, and you forget too, in all honesty, a couple decades go by, and you're like, it's hard to remember.
Couple of decades. Try almost 3. Oh, it's crazy. And hanging out with her this past week, my eldest is 20-something years old. And I just I don't even want to admit how old she is because that just ages me, right?
Yeah.
But moving her into Berkeley, the University of Berkeley in California, it was just awesome. It's just an awesome experience to hang out with her, seeing her start her life, in a brand new first apartment ever.
Great. Tell us about that while I stir the chili.
You're leaving me again to sit here and talk.
Love to talk about moving her into Berkeley.
Yeah, I do, because it was really awesome. She's a really great apartment. How when you get your first apartment ever, it's a dump. 9 times out of 10, the landlord doesn't care about the building, everything else. She moved into this place. The maintenance guy hadn't cleaned it. So there was dust everywhere and there was dirt. There was trash in the bed area. It was the windows were left open. Yet the refrigerator, the dishwasher, and the stove were pristine. I mean, I cannot tell you how clean these things look like they just come off the showroom floor. That's how clean they were. But the rest of the apartment was oh my God, do I really want to touch that? I'm wiping the counter and I pull up and the rag is black. I'm like, oh. But we cleaned it all.
Gross.
But we cleaned it all. And she cooked me her very first dinner in her apartment with the pots and pans I got for her for Christmas a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago when I was hoping that she was moving out. And she made this really good dish. I really should have talked about this during our whole "What did you make?" thing. But it was zucchini noodles, artichoke hearts, cherry tomatoes, and pesto sauce. And she did not cook the zucchini. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my gosh, because the last time I had the zucchini noodles,
they make them very squishy when you cook them.
It was very squishy. It was really,
yeah, the sauce will like cook them a little bit.
Yeah, it makes it warm so that it's not like, So she didn't even cook it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to need to make this.
Yeah, it's kind of like fresh pasta, right? Like if you make a pasta pan dish, you sort of like, just toss it in at the end. And
yeah, exactly. It was so good. And it was even more awesome because she made it for me.
And it was the first meal she made in her new apartment.
Yeah. So on her adventure, starting her adventure in her very new life, and I'm just very excited for her. I can just see good things, and she's already had friends over.
That is very exciting.
Yeah. So, and my niece and nephew, they're kind of really, the three of them are kind of really close, and they love going to Berkeley. So they're going to be hanging out in Berkeley with Berkeley. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that was my adventure, really.
So what do we got coming up? Do we have anything coming up?
Halloween.
I'm really excited about Halloween. We have to figure out what we're going to do.
I know.
You know what I was thinking about?
No, what?
I was having thoughts.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Alert everyone. Linda's been thinking.
So, because of what we want to do for your birthday, we should tie that into Halloween as well because we need costumes and stuff like that. So, like, why don't we do like a Titanic themed Halloween also?
So 2 years of Titanic Halloweens because it's 2 years away still for my birthday. We can do that.
All right. Well, maybe we'll do that next year.
Yeah.
So something to think about, to like prepare.
Because I know I'm going to the Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge in October. I still haven't figured out when though, because October's all over the map for me.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be our anniversary weekend because Nikki has a 4-day weekend that weekend, or 4.5-day weekend that weekend, or something crazy like that. She got some random days off in the middle of the thing. And I'm like, that'd be a perfect time to go because nobody's going to be traveling, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like she's got extra days and stuff. So in the end of October, which is perfect fall foliage out in Pigeon Forge. So it'd be beautiful. So I just have to figure out where I want to stay and buy the tickets and all that stuff. But October's crazy. Just because we have a wedding in late September. I have a possible book show at the beginning of October and then a possible book show at the end of October. And then my wedding anniversary, Halloween, and something else. I'm forgetting something. I know there's something else in there.
Well, it just starts happening at this time of year. It's like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, summer's here. And then it's fall again. Like, where does the whole year even fucking go?
I don't know.
Into, like, a magical void of life, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. And, like the wedding thing is, like, that's, like, the biggest part, you know? Like, there's a lot of weddings coming up.
We have one to go to in December, and it's, like, on a Thursday. It's on Thursday in December, the week before Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So we have to go to Panama City for that. Which should be fun. So we're going to stay through the whole weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we're just going to go Wednesday, be there for the wedding Thursday, and we're just going to come home on Sunday if we're going anyway.
Yeah, we haven't made our Christmas plans yet because we're going to be... Nikki has a whole week before Christmas off of school. So normally we go to Grandma's house, but we don't know what if we're still going to do that or not.
Yeah, we have to figure out what we're going to do about Crystalline because I think we would probably get her that Friday but we won't be here, and James's parents won't be here either.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know, we're probably just going to have to pick her up when we get back on Sunday or something. We'll figure it all out.
I know, right? It was like, I'm sitting here trying to think, how could you figure it out?
How can we figure it out? Yeah, we have plenty of time.
Like, we don't have to think about this now. I mean, we're in the middle of a podcast. I shouldn't be stopped talking for no reason.
But, yeah, we don't have anything super crazy scheduled. I don't have any trips planned, which makes me a little bit nervous because I don't have anything, like, solid to like look forward to, because I do really need that alone time to recharge.
Right, yeah.
Or else I start like, I don't know, for me it's like I feel like it's like a bubble, right? It's like when I come back from somewhere, like I feel like I'm like in this close bubble with my family. And then, like, the further I get away from my alone time, like, my bubble gets bigger and bigger and bigger, which is fine with me, but it's not fine with the other people around me. So, like, I enjoy my alone time, but it also brings my bubble closer, so I want to be closer to the people that I'm with every day.
Right, yeah.
Otherwise, I just don't. I was like, I'm with you. I've been with you. Like, I want to be with me now.
Right, yeah.
You know, but just finding that time for myself in my everyday isn't enough to do, like, a complete recharge.
Right. See, all I need is a concert venue and a band.
I do enjoy that, too.
That's what makes me, like, feel like all together and all me.
I really wanted to go to the gathering of the Juggalos.
I know, you were telling me
I
about
wanted to go so bad. If James didn't want me to go by myself, which I would have went anyway. But it's the same weekend as the Fiesta party.
Yeah. So, well, you get a party instead.
Can't be doing it, but I'm doing it next year. I don't care what weekend it is.
Okay.
The last time I got to go was before I got pregnant with Lucas. So that was like 13 years ago. It's been over a decade now.
I don't know how you do it.
Well, I mean, I've been to concerts. I just mean like a large, festival of music.
Yeah.
And then there was the whole pandemic thing. So like I could have probably gone in the last couple of years. Like, I'm like, Lucas has hit a good age, where he can be alone for a couple hours by himself till James gets home from work. And it's not a big deal. We have to be less concerned about him having 24-hour care.
Right, yeah.
So, you guys live right next door.
Yeah.
He can be home for a couple hours before James comes home from work. Like,
and if he freaks out, a big deal. He can just come over to our house. It's not like we're not going to let him in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. I know. Nikki's at that age too, so I can leave her home for a few hours again and kind of go out and adventure. So I'm like, let's see. What show can I go to? The only thing is, the only shows that are out here are not shows I really want to go see. I've really tried to like country music. Like, I made a valiant effort over the girls' weekend.
It's awful.
My sister-in-law plans these girls' weekends and for her mom for her birthday, and her mom is really into country music, and she was listening to the old school stuff on the radio, and I was loving that part of it because the songs about the dogs and the girls and the cars and stuff, and
Johnny Cash, and I like all that.
All the old stuff. And then but my sister-in-law loves the new country stuff, so she kept changing it to the new country stuff, and it's like, and then we went to a country show. And it was the new country, not the old country. So I was like, yeah. And it's funny because I love concerts. I'll go and see.
Did you go see like a band, or was it just like a...
No, it was a full show, like a full band show. Like, 2 bands, everything.
Were they like bands people know, or were they just like bands playing covers.
No, it was their own bands that people know. Yeah. Apparently, this guy's
what show did you go to, Deanna?
Oh my God! So the opening act was Sean McStamally, and the headliner was Brandon something Gilbert.
I've literally never heard of any of these people in my life.
But they're popular enough to where everybody in the show was singing songs of theirs that they wrote. So I'm like, okay. And they actually had one funny song that they wrote as a joke that I was laughing through the whole thing. And they did write one song that was about veterans that had me crying. And it's like, so they play the song for the veterans that make me cry because the video behind it and the words of the song are very like poignant and like it's like it made me cry. And then they played the Star Spangled Banner on guitar and I lost it. I was sitting in the audience sobbing because I always cry for the Star Spangled Banner already, but I was already crying, so it just like took it over the edge. And my sister-in-law is a veteran, former Navy veteran, and I'm sitting in the audience. She comes back from getting her beer, and she sees me sitting there crying, and she's like, "What's wrong with you? Are you okay? What happened?" She thought something happened to me. And I was like, "It's this song. It just, oh my God, I can't stop crying about it." And she's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because it's the Star Spangled Banner. I mean, it just like, it makes me cry because I think about where it was written and how it was written and who wrote it and where they were standing when they thought of the words." And to know that it kind of encompasses all that we are as Americans was just, it overwhelms me every single time I hear it. And it doesn't even have to be sung. It could be spoken to me. I could read it and I cry. And I know people have such, like, everybody has this venomance about it. But if you think about the place it was written, the time it was written, and why it was written, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and take all the new cultural, stigmas out of it, So, I don't know. People might get mad at that, but I cry every time I hear it.
I don't know why people would be mad about how you feel about a song, Deanna.
No, it's not. No, they get mad about the song itself, so.
Oh, well, people are mad about the stupid "Baby It's Cold Outside" song and all kinds of other shit. People just want to be pissed, so let them be fucking pissed.
I know.
I don't give a shit about those people. They're stupid.
Yeah, they never take anything under context of history,
And they're not living their best lives. You know who's living their best life? Me.
We are.
I am.
Oh my gosh, I thought about you. So
Only once?
Well, all the time. But my sister-in-law Vicky, we were at this place called Columbia, California, and it's like this gold mining town that they do like a la Williamsburg, right? They have people dressed up in period costumes, everything that's like, all the doors are all period, all the glass is period. I was like, it's crazy. And it's been a functioning town since like 1849.
Very cool.
Anyway, and we were getting on the stagecoach ride. And while we were waiting, there was a restaurant right across the street from the stagecoach. But it was like first come, first serve. It was like bar, saloon type place. And it was like done up like a saloon of the 1840s. So Vicky says, "I'm going to go see if we can get a spot because there's 6 of us. So, and I'll tell him that we're on the stagecoach and see if he can save us a table for when we come back from the stagecoach." So she goes in there, she talks to somebody, and she comes back. She goes, "We got it all covered. Don't worry. When we get off the stagecoach, we just go over there and we'll have a table." So we're like, great. So we walk into this restaurant, and there's a table with 6 chairs, and they're all like put against the table so that nobody can sit in them. And there's a tablecloth on this table. And we walk in, and as soon as we walk in and take our seats, the guy from the bar comes around from the bar and sits down at our table and says, "What would you ladies like to have to drink?" And sits down, takes our order, talks to us a little bit, gets up, does our order, brings our drinks, comes back, sits down again. "What would you ladies like to eat?" Meanwhile, there's a couple on the next table over that had to get up to the bar and ask the bartender, that's the other bartender that was there, hey, can we get some service? Mm-hmm. They're already being served and we're not. And I thought, this is such an extra move. You know, not only did she get a table reserved, she got one with a tablecloth. Mm-hmm. And then she gets the owner of the bar to sit down at our table to take our order. And then he brought a pitcher of sarsaparilla to our table and refilled all our drinks for free. It's like nobody else in that bar was getting that treatment at all. Mm-hmm. And it's because my sister-in-law does the extra just like Linda. That's what nice. I think. I was like, that's what Linda would do. Linda would do that.
I like it.
Right?
I would do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I would go ask for what I wanted and see what happened. And what's the worst thing that happens? I get a table with a tablecloth and the owner of the restaurant pays attention to me. Boom.
I know, right?
What's the... You know, like...
And she was exactly like that, too.
And what else happens? Like, I just get to sit and wait for my server like everybody else. Yeah. No big deal. Yeah. I'm patient.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she thought. But she wanted more of a, like, hey, can we get a big table? Because there was a big group of us, right? She was trying to be considerate to the owner and everything, too. Mm-hmm. So, but it was just great because, you know, we were there and these people were getting mad. And they kept giving us dirty looks. So, but it was a good time.
I'm glad. Well, we'll need to wrap this episode up because my chili is very overcooked at the moment. So I need to go deal with it.
All right. Bye for now, right?
Bye for now. Yeah. Worst exit ever. That's the end of our bitching for today.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Bathrobe Bitches. In this episode, we rant about explaining abortions and sex to our kids, ball cock assemblies, summer trips, chili, and the Star Spangled Banner.
If you want more bitching between episodes, find us at bathrobebitches.com or on social media. On Facebook, we are at Bathrobe Bitches, but there's no I in bitches. And because Instagram is less of an asshole, you can find us at Bathrobe Bitches there. See you on the next episode. Bye for now.